Hello children, welcome to DP Education Advanced Level Past Paper Discussions. උසස් පෙළ දරුවන්ට Advanced Level General English කියන විෂයේ පසුගිය විභාග ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍ර සාකච්ඡාව. Right. So before this I have discussed many papers, many past papers, all the questions, right? And now just before this video, මේකට කලින් එකේ I discussed 2014 first paper 2014 පළවෙනි paper එක and its part A කියන කොටස we discussed. There you noticed the questions were based on grammar, testing your grammar knowledge. ඔබේ grammar දැනුම තමයි එතන test කරේ part A කොටසේ. Testing verb forms and questions, question formations, and ඒ වගේ දේවල් නේද? And now in this section today my focus is part B, that is comprehension. First paper 2014 2014 පළවෙනි paper එකේ part B කියන කොටස, that is comprehension. For this you get 20 marks. Now let's look at the question. Of the options given below, each sentence in bold print underline the one that best expresses its meaning. So this is also a way of testing your ability of reading. කියවලා comprehend කරගන්න, තේරුම් ගන්න පුළුවන්ද කියන බලන test කරන තව ක්‍රමයක්. So here of the options given below, there are 4 options given. මේ options 4ක් දීලා තමයි making each below each sentence in bold print. So this is actually given in bold print in your paper. මෙන්න මේ කොටස තද කළු අකුරින් දෙන්නේ paper එකේ. Underline the one that best expresses its meaning. මෙන්න මේකේ තේරුම best expresses. මේකේ තේරුම හරියට කියවෙන වාක්‍ය මේ හතරෙන් කොයිකද? And that one you have to underline. That's what you have to do. For that first you have to understand what this is. මේකෙන් කියවෙන්නේ මොකක්ද කියන හරියට තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ. Now let's see. First one. Having been elected as the president. President විදියට elect වුණාට තේරුණාට පස්සේ Majid was asked to chair the meeting by the members. Members සමාජිකයන් වශයෙන් විසින් කිව්වලු මජීඩ්ට chair කරන්න කියලා. ඒ කියන්නේ මුලසුන ගන්න කියලා. එයා president විදියට තෝරගත්තට පස්සේ මුලසුන ගන්න කියලා තියෙනවා meeting එකේ. That is the meaning. බලමු මේ meaning එක මේවෙන් කොයිකින්ද කියවෙන්නේ. The members asked Majid to chair the meeting. Members ලා කිව්වා මජීඩ්ට chair the meeting. meeting එක සභාපති විදියට ඉස්සරහින් ඉඳන් වැඩ කරන්න කියනවා. So same. බලමු අපි අනිත් ඒවාත් කියවලා. Majid asked the members to chair the meeting. Majid කිව්වා members ලාට chair the meeting. එහෙක වෙන්න බෑනේ. So it is wrong. Next one. The president asked Majid to chair the meeting. President කිව්වලු මජීඩ්ට meeting එක chair කරන්න කියලා. ඒකත් නෙමෙයිනේ මජීඩ් වනේ තේරලා තියෙන්නේ. So it's also wrong. Majid asked the president to chair the meeting. Majid කියලා තියෙනවා president. No. The මෙතන president Majid දෙන්නම එකයි. The correct answer is actually the first one. මොකද එයාවම තේරුණා. ඒතර members ලා කිව්වා එයාට chair කරන්න කියලා meeting එක. So likewise. So then don't get confused. Read carefully. පැහැදිලිව හරියට කියවලා හරිය තේරුම ගන්න. Look at the next one. If Shashika had loved her daughter Pavani. If Shashika or Shashika, anyone, had loved, actually it should be her. Shashika had loved her daughter Pavani. එයාගේ දුව පවනිට ඇය ආදරය කළා තිබුණා නම්, had loved, she wouldn't have left her alone in the room. She wouldn't have left her alone in the room. ඇයව කාමරේ තනියම නොකරන්න තිබුණා. That is the meaning. Now don't get it confused, right? ඇය දුව පවනිට ආදරය කරා නම් තනිව කාමරේ තනි නොකරන්න තිබුණා. She wouldn't have left. ඒ කියන්නේ තනිව කාමරේ තනි කරා කියන එකනේ. So likewise you have to understand. Now look at these sentences. Shashika loved Pavani. Shashika Pavanita ආදරය කළා. ආදරය කරා නම් මෙහෙම කරන්නේ නැහනේ. So then we can leave it out actually. Shashika left Pavani alone in the room. Shashika Pavaniව කාමරේ තනි කරා. මෙතන කියවෙන්නේ ඒකනේ. If Shashika had loved her daughter. Shashika දුව Pavaniට ආදරය කළා නම් she wouldn't have left her alone. එයා තනිව කාමරේ තනි නොකරන්න තිබුණා. ඒ කියන්නේ තනි කරා මෙයා. එහෙනම් මෙතන කියවෙන්නේ Shashika left Pavani alone in the room. That's correct. බලමු අපි අනිත් දෙකත් කියවලා. Pavani left Shashika alone in the room. Pavani Shashikaව තනි කරා. ඒක නෙමෙයිනේ. පැහැදිලි එක නම්. That is also wrong. Shashika stayed alone in the room. Shashika කාමරේ තනියම හිටියා. හිටියා නෙමෙයි මෙයා තනි කරානේ. So then the best answer is the second one. That is giving the meaning of the word above, the sentence above. Look at the next one. The batik shirts are not too expensive for me to buy. The batik shirts are not too expensive. Expensive, not too expensive. Expensive කියන්නේ මිල අධික. Not too expensive කියන්නේ එච්චර මිල අධික නැහැ. For me to buy. මට මිලදී ගන්න. First one. I have the money to buy the batik shirts. Batik shirt ගන්න මට සල්ලි තියෙනවා. නම් මෙතන කියවනේ shirts are not too expensive. එච්චර මිල අධික නැහැ for me to buy. කියන්නේ මට මිලදී ගන්න පුළුවන් prices තියෙන්නේ. Same meaning. Look at the next one. I don't have the money to buy the batik shirt. I don't have money. මග සල්ලි නැහැ to buy the batik shirt. Batik shirt ගන්න සල්ලි නැහැ. සල්ලි නැහැ කියන්නේ එහෙනම් මිල වැඩි වෙනවා වගේ එකක් කියන්නේ. එහෙම මේකුත් මෙතන කියවුන්නේ නැහැ. Next one. I don't want to buy the batik shirt. I don't want to buy the batik shirt. මට ඒ batik shirt මිලදී ගන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. අවශ්‍ය නැහැ කියන එකකුත් කියවුනේ නැහැ. Next one. I want to buy the batik shirts. මට batik shirts ගන්න ඕනි. But they are very expensive. ඒවා මිල වැඩිනේ. ගොඩක්. That is also wrong. So then here what it says is the batik shirts are not too expensive for me to buy. ඒවා එච්චර මිල නැහැ මට ගන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ මට ඒව ගන්න තරම් සල්ලි තියෙනවා වියදම් කරන්න පුළුවන්. මිල එච්චර සැර නැහැ. So then what does it mean? Of course, out of these, for which one gave the right meaning? I have the money to buy the batik shirts. Giving the same meaning of the sentence given above. Right. Look at the next one. Mahela had bought a land in Peradeniya. Mahela had bought අරන් තිබුණා land in Peradeniya. Peradeniyin ඉඩමක් අරගෙන තිබුණා before Roshan got a transfer to his office in Peradeniya. Before Roshan got a transfer. Roshan transfer එක ගන්න කලින් Roshan to his office in Peradeniya. Peradeniya office එකට Roshan transfer එකක් ගන්න කලින් Mahela had bought a land. එහෙනම් Mahela land එකක් අරන් තියෙනවා. මෙයා transfer එකක් ගන්න කලින්. So that is the meaning of the sentence. ඒ තේරුම කියවෙන්නේ බලමු මේකෙන් කොයිකද. First one. Roshan worked in Peradeniya when Mahela bought a land there. Roshan worked in Peradeniya. Peradeniya වැඩ කරා when Mahela bought land එකක් ගන්නකොට. That is not the idea. පැහැදිලි. It is not the same meaning. Next one. Mahela worked in Peradeniya. Mahela Peradeniya වැඩ කරා before Roshan got a transfer there. Roshan එහාට got a transfer there. එහාට transfer එකක් ගන්න කලින් මෙයා මෙහි වැඩ කරා Peradeniya වැඩ කරා. එහෙම ඉක්ුත් නෙමෙයි මෙතන කියවුනේ. Next one. Mahela had bought a land in Peradeniya. Peradeniya Mahela land එකක් අරගෙන තිබුණා. Before Roshan got a transfer there. Before Roshan got a transfer there. Roshan එහාට transfer එක ගන්න කලින් ගන්න පෙර. That's correct. Same idea. බලමු අපි අනිත් එකත් කියවලා. Mahela bought a land in Peradeniya. Mahela Peradeniya ඉඩමක් ගත්තා after Roshan got a transfer. Transfer එක ගත්තට පස්සේ Roshan. No, not after. So then the correct answer is number 3. That is, Mahela had bought a land in Peradeniya before Roshan got a transfer there. That means Mahela had bought a land in Peradeniya before Roshan got a transfer to his office in Peradeniya. Same meaning. Next, number 5. Ravi stopped to speak to Rajan. Ravi stopped to speak to Rajan. Rajan ta katha karන Ravi පොඩ්ඩක් නැවතුණා. Ravi has stopped speaking to Rajan. Ravi Rajan ta කතා කිරීම නවත්තලා තියෙනවා. ඒ මේකක්ද කියවනේ? No. Ravi has stopped speaking. එතකොට බලන්න මේ තේරුම වෙනස්. To Rajan. Rajan ta කතා කරන එක නවත්තලා තියෙනවා. මෙතන කියන්නේ Ravi stopped to speak to Rajan. එයා පොඩ්ඩක් නැවතුණා Rajan ta කතා කරන්න. Next, Ravi asked Rajan not to speak to him. Ravi කිව්වා Rajanට not to speak to him. ආයි කතා කරන්න එපා. කතා කරන්න එපා කියලා කිව්වා. It is also not the same meaning. Right, next one. Ravi waited to speak to Rajan. Waited means Ravi stopped. නැවතුණා. නැවතිලා බලා හිටියා. The same meaning. Waited. එහෙනම් ඒ තේරුමයි මෙතන තියෙන්නේ. බලමු අපි අනිත් එකත්. Ravi stopped Rajan. Ravi stopped Rajan. Rajanව නැවැත්තුවා. Rajanව නැවැත්තුවා කියලා කිව්වේ නෑනේ නේද? That's also wrong. Stop Rajan when he was speaking. එයා කතා කරමින් ඉන්නකොට. So it is also not the answer. Then the correct answer is third one. Ravi waited to speak to Rajan. Ravi stopped to speak to Rajan. Same. Now you see it's very tricky. හරි පරිස්සමින් කියවන්න ඕනේ. පටල ගන්නේ නැතුව හරියට කිව්වොත් you can find the answer. You can understand the sentence and find the correct answer. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Read the following advertisement and do the activities that follow. There's once again, there's an advertisement. Advertisement එකක් තියෙනවා. මේක කියවලා there are some questions. So this is also reading, right? So I told you when you do questions of this type, මේ වගේ එකක් කරනකොට first read the questions. ඉස්සෙල්ලා දීලා තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න ටික කියවන්න. Then when you read the questions, you have the types of questions that they have asked. ඒගොල්ලෝ අහලා තියෙන මොන වගේ ප්‍රශ්නද කියන එක පොඩ්ඩක් ඔළුවේ තියෙනවා. ඒක ඔළුවේ තියාගෙන when you read is to find the answer. ඊට පස්සේ කියවනකොට උත්තර නිකන් ඉබේම අහුවෙනවා. You can do that when you answer the paper. Now anyway, let's read it and see. අපි බලමු මේ advertisement එක කියවලා. Premises wanted. Premises means places. ස්ථාන අවශ්‍යයි කියන එක මොනවා හරි. STV Lanka Private Limited. STV Lanka Private Limited is the business of selling motorcycles. Like is in the business of selling motorcycles and three-wheelers in Sri Lanka. The May Limited May Ayatane is in the business of selling motorcycles and three-wheelers. Speaking in Sri Lanka with a widely expanded network of dealerships throughout the country. Widely expanded. පුළුල් ලෙස ව්‍යාප්ත වෙච්ච ඒ dealership එක බෙදාහැරි මධ්‍යස්ථාන තියෙන company එකක් තමයි මේ. In the country රටේම. Right, in order to further expand කියන්නේ තවදුරටත් පුළුල් කිරීම ව්‍යාප්ත කිරීමට in order පිණිස ව්‍යාප්ත කිරීම its business ඒකේ business තවදුරටත් ව්‍යාප්ත කිරීම පිණිස the company is in need of premises from the following areas මේ company එකට අවශ්‍යයිලු premises ස්ථාන places මෙන්න මේ පහත දැක්වෙන ප්‍රදේශ වලින්. Following areas to start its own motorcycle and three-wheeler workshops. Motorcycle, three-wheeler workshop පටන් ගන්න මෙන්න මේ ප්‍රදේශ වලින් places or premises අවශ්‍යයි කියන එක කියන්නේ. Premises with appropriate space to set up a showroom would be ideal. Premises with appropriate space. සුදුසු space ඉඩකඩ තියෙන premises would be ideal. සුදුසුම උචිතම දේවල් ස්ථාන තමයි ඒවා. පොළොන්නරුව, කුරුණෑගල, අම්පාර. So these are the three areas they are looking for premises to expand their business. Right. We need 15,000 square feet of space. Minimum lease period of 3 to 5 years. අවුරුදු 3ක් 5ක් lease කරගන්න. And availability of three-phase electricity and water. And 20 to 30 feet frontage facing a main road. Frontage facing a main road. So main road එකට මුහුණලා අඩි 20ක් 30ක්. එතකොට then අවශ්‍ය ප්‍රමාණය කියලා තියෙන්නේ. Then please respond stating expected monthly rental. Please respond. Now looking at this advertisement asking us to respond. ප්‍රතිචාර දක්වන. So you can contact stating expected monthly rental. මාසිකට කීයක් rental එක කියලා සඳහන් කරලා and descriptions of premises. මාසික ගාස්තුව rental එක සහ premises ගැන description විස්තර සහිතව respond කරන්න මෙන්න address එක. General Manager STB Lanka Private Limited 23 Gold Road Colombo 5. So then it is a very simple advertisement for you to understand. So I hope if you are reading newspapers you may go through a lot of advertisements. ඒකයි මම කිව්වේ පුළුවන් තරම් පත්තර හිම කියවන්න. So එතකොට you get the types of words and sentences that you find in any kind of these advertisements or any article. Right. Now you understood. Let's go to the question. First question, write short answers to the following question. You have to give short answers. කෙටි පිළිතුරු දෙන්න. No need of writing longer answers. First one, for what purpose does the company need premises? What purpose? මොන අරමුණටද මේගොල්ලෝ මේ premises හොයන්නේ? මේගොල්ලෝ මේ ස්ථාන හොයන්නේ මොනවටද? We found it. Why do they need? Why they are looking for new premises in these three areas? They are from the following areas to start its own motorcycle and three-wheeler workshops, to expand their business. That is the answer. So even if you write like this, now they need, the company's need of the premises from the following areas to start it on automatically hari. Three-wheeler workshops. Right? පටන් ගන්න. To start. So no need of writing longer answer. You just give the short answer. ඒ කියන්නේ දිග උත්තරේ the company is in need of ඒටි කොන්නේ. ඒක අවශ්‍ය හේතුව to start its own motorcycle and three-wheeler workshops. To start its own three-wheeler. To start its own motorcycle, or no need of even is making to start motorcycle and three-wheeler workshops. workshops. To start motorcycle and three-wheeler workshop. Next one, write 2 requirements of the company. තොරේ premises එකේ company එකේ බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන දේවල් දෙකක්. මෙතන තියෙනවා දෙකකට වඩා මේ. මෙන්න මේවෙන් දෙකක් ලිව්වා නම් ඇති. 15,000 square feet of space. නැත්නම් minimum lease period of 3 to 5 years. මේ හතරෙන් දෙකක් ලියන්න. They are asking only 3. Right, let's write 2. 15,000 square feet of space. $15,000 square feet of space. 1. Right. Next one, minimum lease period of 3 to 5 years. Menata me deka liwat ehna antima deka liwat, whatever it is correct. Anyway, they are asking for 2. Deka yanne me hatarin dekak liyanne. Let's write 1. Minimum lease period of 3 to 5 years. Lease period of 3 to 5 years. So you write only 2. Right. Maybe the other 2 you can write. Whatever it is, then they are asking, write 2 requirements. Next one. If you respond to this advertisement, මේ advertisement එකට respond කරනවා නම් ප්‍රතිචාර දක්වනවා නම්, what 2 details should you essentially include in your letter? ඔබේ ලිපියේ අත්‍යවශ්‍යම සඳහන් කළ යුතු දේවල් දෙකක් මොනවද? What 2 details? What are the 2 details? Please respond stating, state කියන්නේ සඳහන් කරමි මොනවද? Expected monthly rental and description of premises. These are the 2 things. Monthly rental and description of premises. These are the 2 things. Expected monthly rental and description of premises. And description of premises. So these are the 2 things essentially include in your letter. It is mentioned in the advertisement. Okay. Next question. Write whether the following statement is true or false according to the advertisement. The advertisement එකට අනුව මේවා true or false. හරිද වැරදිද? STV Lanka already has a network of dealership. Already has කියන්නේ දැනටමත් තියෙනවා. Network of dealership. බෙදාහැරීමේ මධ්‍යස්ථාන ජාලයක් තියෙනවා දැනටමත් of selling motorcycles and three-wheelers. Selling motorcycles, three-wheelers විකුණන ජාලයක් තියෙනවා රට පුරාම. ඒක කියවනවානේ. That's true. Then you can mention is true. Next one. Find out a word from the advertisement which has a meaning closest to suitable. Suitable කියන එකට වචනෙට closest means සමාන තේරුමක් දෙන වචනයක් from the advertisements. Advertisement එකෙන් හොයන්නලු. What is suitable? Suitable means, now let's look at the advertisement. සුදුසු. සුදුසුයි කියන්න. And it can be ideal place කියන්න පුළුවන් නැත්නම් is there any other word? appropriate. So both gives the same meaning. Appropriate. Premises with appropriate means suitable. Space to set up a showroom would be ideal. So then you can use these two, both the words appropriate and ideal as well. You can write one of them. Suitable, appropriate. Or it can be ideal also. Sudusu wadas. Okay. Next one is another question for reading. That is, read the following poem. Now earlier we read advertisements, paragraphs, now you got a poem. For comprehension you will get a poem. Poem එකක් එන්නත් පුළුවන්. අපි බලමු එහෙනම්. Read the poem and answer the questions by underlining the most appropriate option. වඩාත්ම සුදුසු option එක යටින්, that means there are 2-3 answers given, options 3-4ක් තියෙනවා. ඒකේ වඩා සුදුසු එක යටින් ඉලක්ක අඳින්න තියෙන්නේ after reading this poem. Let's read the poem. So now you know, when you study or when you read a poem, don't try to translate sentence or the line by line. මොකද එක line එකක් කියන්නේ එක sentence එකක් නෙමෙයි මේකේ. සමහරට මේ first line එකයි second line එකයි සමහරට third line එකේ පොඩ්ඩකුත් එක්ක වෙන්න පුළුවන් sentence එක වෙන්නේ. So we can't translate word by word, but as a whole try to understand, right? Now let's see the fog. I saw the fog grow thick. You know fog. තද මීදුම් වලට කියන fog. Now in vehicles we have fog light, right? I saw the fog grow thick. එන්න thick ඝන වුණා, right? Which soon made blind my ken. Which soon made blind my ken, right? It made tall men of boys. It made tall men of boys and giants of all men. Giants, they are all men. I clutched my throat. Hold. I coughed. Nothing was in my head. There was nothing in my head. Nothing. Except 2 heavy eyes. Except can හැර. 2 heavy eyes. බර ඇස් දෙකක් හැර වෙන මුකුත් තිබුණේ නැහැ. Like balls of burning lead. Balls. Eyeball ඒ වගේ. Burning lead. And when it grew so black, black වෙනකොට grew so black that I could know no place. I lost all judgments then. That I could know no place. No, there was no place and I lost all judgments then. එතකොට සියලුම දේවල් නැති වුණා. Of distance or of space. And the street lamps and the lights, street lamps and the lights upon the halted cars. Street lamps, lights upon the halted car. Halted means stopped cars. Halted is in ball printed. මේක තද කළුවකුරින් තියෙන. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙතන ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනවා. I have given it in different colors so that it's very clear to you. Then you can understand what is this halted cars. Could either be on earth. So those halted cars could either be on earth, or earth means prithviya, bima. Could either be on earth or be the heavenly stars. It can be either earth or heavenly stars. A man passed by me close. A man passed by me close. ළඟින් පාව පහු කරගෙන and close. I asked my way. I asked because now I am in, you can understand the situation. තද මීදුන් අස්සේ යන්තම් එළියක් පේනවා පාරේ light කනවල අරිමි පාරේ වාහන නවත්තලා තියෙනවා. A man passed by. I asked the way. He said, come, follow me, my friend. Then when I asked the way, when I asked the road, he said, right, come, follow me. I followed where he led. So I followed where he led. He was going front and I followed him. He wrapped the stones in the front. Trust me, he said, and come. I followed like a child. A blind man led me home. So he wrapped the stones in front. And trust me. He said, so believe me, මා විශ්වාස කරන්න මා පස්සෙන් ඉන්න කියලා එයා යනවා. දැන් මම මෙයා පස්සෙන් යනවා. Anyway, a blind man led me home. එයා කොහොම හරි මාව led me home. මාව ගෙදරට යවුවා, lead කරා. So now this is W.H. Davis is the writer of this poem, the poet. He's the poet. Right. Now with that, let's look at the sentences or the questions. Right. Number 1. It clutched my throat. I coughed. Tells us that when making it අපිට කියවෙනවා it clutched my throat, you know, උගුර, and I coughed. උගුර හිරුණා මං කැස්සා. එතකොට මොකද්ද උනේ? ඒකෙන් කියවෙන්නේ මොකද්ද? The poet was suffering because of the fog. මේ fog නිසා poet was suffering. තද මේදුම නිසා එයාට පොඩ්ඩක් මේක අසනීප වගේ වුණා. So that is one. Then the fog and the poet were fighting fiercely. Fog and the poet were fighting. ඒගොල්ලෝ සටන් කරා නෑ. එහෙම එකක් කියුන්නේ නෑනේ. And the fog stopped the poet coughing. Fog, poet's coughing. Poet කහින එක නැවැත්තුවා. Stopped. එහෙම උනේත් නෑනේ. That is wrong. The poet had a sore throat. Sore throat කියන්නේ උගුරේ අර. So when you speak, you can't produce the proper sound. නිවර්දී ශබ්ද අර උගුර බැරන්ඩුනා කියලා කියන්නේ. And there was like that different sounds come, not the normal natural sound. So එහෙම එකක් කියුන්නේ නැහැ. So it doesn't mean F was. Then what it means actually is the poet was suffering because of the fog. Because of the fog, තද means නිසා එයාට ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් දරා ගන්න බැරි වුණා. පොඩ්ඩක් සෙම වගේ ඇවිල්ලා ඒ වගේ වෙනවා. Right, something like that. Next one. Which of the following statements is not true? Not true. සත්‍ය නොවන්නේ කොයිකද මේවයි? First one, the fog grew so thick that the poet could not get his directions right. The fog grew so thick. එන්න මීදුම තද වුණා, වැඩි වුණා. The poet could not get his directions right. එයාගේ directions හරියට දිශා යන දිහාව හොයාගන්න බැරි වුණා. It's true. එහෙම එකක් කියවුණා නේද? අපෙන් අහන්නේ what is not true? සත්‍ය නොවන්නේ කොයිකද කියලා අහන්නේ. එහෙම එකක් වුණා. In the poem you understood. Next one, a blind man who was also lost came to help the poet. A blind man came to help the poet. අන්ධ මිනිසෙක්ද? No. So it is not true. බලමු අපි අනිත් දෙකත් කියවලා. The fog caused the poet to see things differently. The fog හේතු වුණාලු poet to see things differently. දේවල් වෙනස් විදියට දකින්න. Yes, of course. Now because of fog, අර lights එහෙම අර දිව්‍ය ලෝකෙන් ලැබෙන ආලෝකය වගේ එක දැක්ක කියන්නේ that's true. අපෙන් අහන්නේ what is not true? Next one, the fog hurt the poet's eye. The fog hurt the poet's eye. Hurt කියන්නේ රිදෙව්වා. poet ගේ කවියාගේ ඇස් වලට. Yes, he could not see well and that's all ඒක වුණා. Then what is actually not true? What is not true is this: a blind man who was also lost came to help the poet. Next one. The word halted shows that the cars were probably the word that halted අර මේ තද කලෝකරින් මම පෙන්නලා දීලා තිබුණේ so that you get in bold printed තද කලෝකරින් in your paper you get it. So I have given a different color so that it's very clear to you. Halted shows that the cars were probably එකෙන් කියවෙන්නේ ඒතර probably stolen. සොරගම් කළා නැත්නම් moving going forward. Expensive මිලාදිකයි කියලා parked. Cars were halted means halt කියන parked. This one. Cars were halted, parked. Next one. Blank. The stones in front in the last stanza refers to last stanza. You know stanza in a poem. So if it is an article, letter, essay, ඒවයි තියෙන්නේ paragraph, ඡේද. Poem මේක මේ වගේ තියෙන ඒවට අපි කියන්නේ. So this is a stanza. We call this is මේ වගේ එක ගොඩට තියෙන මේ පේලි හතරක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, පහක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, තුනක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So we don't call it a paragraph, we call it a stanza. This is the first stanza, second stanza, third stanza, fourth stanza, fifth stanza and the sixth. Then there are 6 stanzas. Meaning now they are talking about in the front. In the last stanza refers to last stanza. Antima stanza එකකින් මොකද්ද කියුනේ කියලා අහන්නේ. බලමු. The stones the blind man carried in a pouch. The stones ගල් the blind man carried in a pouch. Pouch එක ගල් දාගෙන ආපු ඒව ගැනද? And the stones that were lying in their way, the stones that were lying in their way යන මග තිබිච්ච ගල්ද ඒව පයින් ගහගෙන ගියා කියලා කිව්වේ. ඒ පස්සෙන් මමත් ගියා. It was like that, no? And the road they were walking along, ඒගොල්ලෝ they were walking along, ඒගොල්ලෝ ගිය පාර ගැනද? එහෙම නැත්නම් loose gravel lying by the side of the road. By the side of the road. පාරයිනේ තිබිච්ච loose gravel බුරුල් පාස් ගැන. Actually it was telling the stones that were lying in their way. ඒගොල්ලන් යන පාරේ තිබිච්ච ගල් ගැන කියුනේ. Right. Now look at the next question. The blind man could let the poet through the fog. එයාට through the fog මීදු මාතරින් යාව එක්ක යන්න පුළුවන් වුණා because he was wearing a pair of sunglasses. එයා sunglass දෙකක් දාගෙන සිටපු නිසා. Or had been to the poet's house. poet ගේ ගෙදර ගිහිල්ලා තියෙන නිසා. Or was directed by the fog. fog විසින් direct කරපු නිසා මග පෙන්වපු නිසා. Or knew the way to the poet's house. Actually that is the reason. Of course knew the way. යන පාර දන්න නිසා. Otherwise you can't go. Right. So then that's the answer. So that sort of small questions are there to answer after reading a poem like this. Right. The next question. Once again, read the following text and do the activities that follow. Once again, there's a paragraph. Text එකක් තියෙනවා කියවලා you have to answer. 5 marks for that. The World Health Organization has warned that immediate action is required to combat a tidal wave of cancer that will sweep the globe in the next 20 years. The World Health Organization, WHO, has warned, warning. අවවාද කරා අනතුරු ඇඟෙව්වා that immediate action is required. Immediate action that is taken very quickly. ඉක්මන් පියවර අවශ්‍යයි කියලා to combat a tidal wave of cancer. Cancer is a very deadly disease. පිළිකා රෝගය. Tidal wave මේ රැල්ල වළක්වන්න combat මේකට එරෙහිව සටන් කරන්න combat means fight against wave of cancer that will sweep the globe in the next 20 years to sweep it off. Sweep it off. අතුගා දමන්න, right? the number of new cancer cases worldwide, right? The number of new cancer cases worldwide in a single year will rise by 70% from 14.1 million in 2012 to 24 million in 2035. So from this year to this year, the May වසරේ 14.1 සිට මේ වෙනකොට 24 million වෙන්න පුළුවන්ලු මේ cancer cases, cancer රෝගීන්, right? Now increasing rise by 70%. 70ක වැඩිවීමක් සමග. The future global burden of cancer, the future global burden, ලෝකෙටම බරක් වෙන මේ cancer එක will increasingly shift to poorer countries. Especially this will go to the poorer countries. දුප්පත් රටවල් වලට යන්න පුළුවන්ලු poorer countries. But half of all world cancers are now preventable with existing medical knowledge and expertise. So these are preventable, වැළැක්විය හැකි. So half of all world cancers at half, taking අඩක්ම වැළැක්විය හැකි, වළකාගත හැකි රෝගීන්, right? Preventable with existing medical knowledge. වෛද්‍ය දැනුම සහ expertise ගැන ගලන්ට they can stop this, they can prevent it. Annual deaths from cancer will almost double. Annual death, annual means yearly. වාර්ෂික මරණ සංඛ්‍යාව will double, දෙගුණ වෙනවලු in the same time period of 8.2 million to 14.6 million. So from this to this, that means doubles the number of deaths because of this. දෙගුණ වෙනවා මරණ සංඛ්‍යාව. Dr. Bernard Stewart from the University of New South Wales in Australia has said, so then this doctor has said that modifications to human behavior එකට වෙන modifications, නවීකරණයන්, right? Behavior හැසිරීම වල such as reducing alcohol consumptions, alcohol ගන්න ප්‍රමාණය reduce කිරීම, අඩු කිරීම. Consumption means පරිභෝජනය. Would play a crucial role in combating cancer. ඒක විශේෂ දෙයක් වෙයිලු. If you can do that, reduce using alcohol පාවිච්චි කිරීම අඩු කිරීම ප්‍රධාන විදිහට combating cancer වලට එරෙහිව සටනේදී ලොකු ප්‍රයෝජනවත් දෙයක් වෙයි. That is reducing the consumption of alcohol. Smoking is responsible for around 20% of all cancers globally. Another reason, smoking is responsible for around 20% of all cancers. Cancers වලින් 20% පමණ ප්‍රමාණයක් globally, and lung cancers are the most common form of cancer in the world. Most common form of cancer is the lung cancer. පෙනහළු වල ඇති වෙන පිළිකාලු ගොඩක් පොදු, ගොඩක් බහුල. World accounting for 13% of cases and 19% of cancer deaths. 13% of cases. So 13% and 19% of cancer deaths. 19% වන cancer deaths වලින්. And according to Dr. Wild, the rise of cancer worldwide is a major obstacle. මෙන්න මේ ඩොක්ටර්ට අනුව the rise of cancer worldwide, cancer වැඩිවීම ලෝකෙ පුරාම is a major obstacle to human development. Human development වල තියෙන ප්‍රධාන බාධකයක්. මානව සංවර්ධනයේ ප්‍රධාන බාධකයක් තමයි මේක. Development and well-being. These new figures and projections send a strong signal that immediate action is needed to confront this human disaster. Confront this human disaster. මේ මානව සංහාරය නැත්නම් වෙන ව්‍යසනයට කරදරයට එරෙහිව සටන් කිරීමේදී figures through projections and said the signal that immediate action ඉක්මන් පියවර ගත යුතුයි කියන එක කියවෙනවා. මේ cancer වලින් so what happens to human beings, right? Then that is also taken from the paper The Island 2014 February 7. So now you see, even in the previous papers we discussed, the articles were taken from newspapers. පත්‍ර වලින් තමයි මේ articles අරන් තියෙන්නේ. So then if you read newspapers, you will get a chance. Sometimes the article that you read today will appear in the same way in your paper. So then read the newspapers, right? That will improve your knowledge, and in another way that will help you to answer the questions like this, right? Next, write whether the following sentence is true or false in the space provided. Tell whether this sentence is true or false. මේක ඇත්තද බොරුද? According to the text එකට අනුව, the present medicine available in the world. Present medicine available in the world. Okay, පවතින present medicine දැනට පවතින බෙහෙත් available in the world is capable of combating all cancer cases. හැම cancer case එකකටම එරෙහිව සටන් කරන්න capable means able, හැකි. That's true or false. ඇත්තද? So that means if it is capable, that number of deaths won't take place. නේද? එච්චර එහෙනම් මැරෙන්න බෑනේ එහෙනම්. then තියෙන medicine හරිනම් then it is true or false? That is false. Present medicine වර්තමානයේ තියෙන විදි. To a certain extent it is okay, but not totally. Next one, write one word from the passage which means the same as the given phrase. So there is a phrase given, ඒකට similar meaning. ඒ අදහසම දෙන write one word. Estimates of trends. Estimates of trends. Trends ගැන තියෙන estimation එක. That is mean. Now it was there in the article that we can say like projections, right? So when you read the article, you can find this word, estimate of trends. And next, to which of the following does the figure 14.6 million refer to? මේ 14.6 million කියන එකෙන් කියවෙන්නේ මොකක් ගැනද? Underline මේ තුنين කොයිකද? That means annual deaths due to cancer in 2035, increase of annual deaths due to lung cancer, cancer deaths in 2012. So out of these three, මේ තුنين මේ 14.6 කියන එකෙන් කියවෙන්නේ මොකක් ගැනද? Is it about this? Annual deaths due to cancer in 2030. Now let's have a look at this. This one. So then annual deaths from cancer will almost double in the same time period from 8.2 million to 14.6 million. Now you can understand So what is the answer? So it is very clear, this one. Okay, let's have a look at the next question. Write the 2 factors mentioned in the text that can cause cancer. Cause cancer means that will be a reason for cancer. Cancer වලට බලපාන හේතු. 2 factors. You notice it. What is it? One thing is smoking. Next one, alcohol. Right. You notice it. And alcohol. And it was mentioned directly in the paper, in the paragraph. And next, complete the following sentence using the information given in the text. Text එකේ දීලා තියෙන තොරතුරු අනුව ඒව පාවිච්චි කරලා complete the following. මෙන්න මේ sentence එක complete කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. Now let's see. Do not use more than 2 words. You can't use more than 2 words. වචන දෙකකට වඩා පාවිච්චි කරන්නත් එපා. Cancer is becoming a critical problem. Cancer එක critical problem එකක් වෙනවලු. දරුණු ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙනවා. Especially for people. විශේෂයෙන්ම මිනිසුන්ට. මොන මිනිසුන්ට? In blank of the world. මොන මිනිසුන්ටද මේ cancer කියන එක ලොකුම ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? Especially in poor countries of the world, we can say, no? Especially in poor or poorer countries also is also poor countries. Poor countries of the world. Especially in poor countries or poorer countries is also possible. So now you could see this one. So this one is directly mentioned in the text. Api balame smoking and alcohol, right? Just have a look at this paragraph. Now lastly, right, here, reducing alcohol consumption, alcohol භාවිතය අඩු කිරීම, and also would play a crucial role. And not only that, and said that modifications to human behavior such as reducing alcohol consumption would play a crucial role in combating cancer. And also smoking was there. Alcohol consumption, and so there you found one reason. And also you notice, if you read this one once again, we read earlier Pikewa, smoking was also there. And also for this one, and this one, now cancer is becoming a crucial problem. We read there ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙනවලු විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ රටවල් වලට. මොන රටවල් වලට? විශේෂයෙන්ම දුප්පත් රටවල් වලට තමයි මේක ප්‍රශ්නයක්. So then you can say poor countries of the world. So anyway, now this is a long text, and maybe there are new words. අලුත් වචන තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. But you should not worry, you should not be afraid of those words, because now we have learned how to guess the meaning of the new words or unknown words with the help of the known words. දන්න වචන උදව් කරගෙන නොදන්න වචනේ තේරුම guess කරන්න. So you have to do that. And also when you read a paragraph like this, මේ වගේ ඡේදයක් කියවනකොට don't try to get the word by word translation. වචනින් වචනේ translate කර not necessary. So if you read the questions and then read the text, ඉතින් ප්‍රශ්න ටික කියවලා ඊළඟට text එක කියවුවොත් you can understand no need of understanding the full text completely. මුළු සම්පූර්ණ text එකම සම්පූර්ණ හරියටම තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. Even without that, you can find the answers. Now, first thing is that you have to understand the question properly. ප්‍රශ්නේ හරියට තේරුම් ගන්න. So now you see in this section for testing reading, you got different kinds of questions. At the beginning, you got a sentence. එක වාක්‍යයක් දීලා ඒ වාක්‍ය අර්ථයට සමාන අර්ථය දෙන වාක්‍ය හොයන්න තිබුණේ. There you have to practice different sentence structures. අපි මුලදී අපි දැක්ක ඒක එතෙන්දී ටෙස්ට් කරන්නේ විවිධ වාක්‍ය. කියන්නේ simple sentences නෙමෙයි, complex sentences. Right? Maybe using conditional sentences, if conditionals, or using unless, provided, ඒ වගේ වචන දාලා. ඒකට වාක්‍ය දෙක තුනක් join කරලා තියෙන්නේ. Then we have discussed earlier about complex sentences. Complex sentences, they have more than 2 sentences joined, or at least 2 sentences, 2 ideas. So මේ join කිරීමේදී වෙන තේරුම, sometimes they give it saying in a different way. Now in one example you noticed එයා එහෙම නොකලා නම්, now that means if mother loved the daughter, she wouldn't have left her in the room alone. Wouldn't have left her alone. එයා තනියම නොදාන්න තිබුණා. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒකේ අනිත් පැත්ත අපි තේරුම් ගන්න එහෙනම් එයා ඒ තනියම දාලා තියෙනවා. Likewise, so then we have to study these kinds of sentences or sentence patterns. So there are several patterns in your textbook. I have discussed all the lessons in your textbook. Just go back to those videos and study them, especially complex sentences and how to write a complex sentence and how to get at the meaning of it. කොහොමද complex sentence එකක් ලියන්නේ? ඒ complex sentence එකේ කොහොමද අපි තේරුම හරියට ගන්නෙ? And also, and after that, so while reading these things, now you notice here, once you got a paragraph, again then a poem. That is another thing. So in poems, you don't see direct meanings like this that you see in a paragraph. ඡේදක තියනවා වගේ කෙලින්ම වාක්‍ය දීලා එහෙම තේරුම් ගන්න බෑ. So you have to understand that poetic language. Normally we know a sentence means subject, verb, object. අපි දන්නේ එහෙමනේ. එතකොට in a poem you don't see those things. Sometimes they will start with the verb, no subject. Poem එක සමහරට ඒ වාක්‍යය ඒගොල්ලෝ පටන් ගන්නේ verb එකකින් පටන් ගන්නවා. So that is the poetic license. ඒ poems ලියන ක්‍රමය. අපි මෙන්න මේ අවබෝධය තිබුණොත් you can understand the poem. For that you have to read more and more poems and get that practice. So read more and more newspapers, magazines in different ways, right? Not only the textbook, read many other things. That will give you a better practice. So that practice will help you to answer the questions in this part. එහෙනම් මේ කොටසේ තියෙන මේ ප්‍රශ්න වලට උත්තර දෙන්න අන්නේ reading practice එක ගොඩක් කරන්න වෙනවා. So then I hope that you got an idea about this part of this paper. Then, and you know how to answer those questions. I hope to meet you in my next video with the next part of this paper. මේ paper එකේම part C. කොටසත් එක්ක I'll meet you in my next video. Until then, practice this thing. Have a nice day. Bye bye.